Ink Ribbon.
We are back with yet another facts video for Final Fantasy X, this time focusing on the coolest character not only in 10 but arguably in all of Final Fantasy as a series. So let's get to it. From shaved pits to alcohol spits, here are 50 facts about Auron. Auron serves as the sage of the story, guiding Tidus through his journey and withholding information until the time is right. Auron is the oldest member of the group, being 35. There are a lot of jokes about Auron looking much older, and the artists behind the game agree with that. Apparently, Tetsuya Nomura, the famous character designer for almost all Final Fantasy games, couldn't decide on his age, and Auron was just kept the way he was. Originally, Auron was actually supposed to be mostly silent and hardly ever speak, but with him needing to provide so much information and context, he ended up having the second most amount of dialogue lines after Tidus. Auron's official occupation is warrior monk, or at least it was before he became a guardian.
Whoa!
Sir Auron!
Most people address him as Sir Auron, as a sign of respect and recognition for helping Braska defeat Sin and bring the calm. Auron went through a few changes during early development. In the original draft of the story, he was actually the renowned leader of what would eventually become the Crusaders. The biggest change was him being an unsent. Originally, Tidus was going to be an unsent, but due to the recent release of The Sixth Sense, the idea was changed to Auron being unsent instead. Also in one draft of the story, Auron would have actually been revealed to be Jecht in disguise, but the team was never able to get the idea to work, so they just scrapped it. Auron's hometown is listed as Bavel, but it's not clear if he lived there before his pilgrimage with Braska and Jecht. It's never really shown outside of his character portrait, but Auron actually has a ponytail. It's much more visible in the flashbacks that show his younger self. 10 years before Final Fantasy X takes place, Auron traveled with Braska, a summoner who is also Yuna's father, and Jecht, who is Tidus' father. This was a successful pilgrimage and turned Auron into a famous and respected guardian. This also meant that Braska was killed, Jecht was sent away, and Auron was left behind to fulfill their dying wishes. Some people wonder how Auron went from Spira to Zanarkand 1,000 years ago, but the answer is simply that Jecht used his abilities as Sin to transport him back to get Tidus and bring him to the present, with the specific task of getting Tidus to kill him and free him from his fate. In a fit of anger, Auron attempted to attack Yunalesca, with her mortally wounding him. He didn't die immediately, instead crawling all the way down Mount Gagazet and making it to the outskirts of Bavel. This is where Kimahri found him. In Final Fantasy XIV, there was a new job added called Samurai, and the default look of this role is very reminiscent of Auron's outfit and abilities. Auron's face is modeled after Bruce Willis, though interestingly his character portrait really looks like Jeff Goldblum. Ironically, Bruce Willis also starred in The Sixth Sense, which shares a similar plot twist. Embracing the celestial theme of the game, Auron's name comes from Aurora, the Roman goddess of the dawn. Since Tidus is represented as the sun, Auron can be considered the dawn by bringing him to Spira. In Final Fantasy X-2, Auron is the only main party member that we don't get to see again, at least not in person. Auron's arm appears to be in a sling. This is apparently something that ancient samurai did, not because of battle, but actually because of the cold, conserving body heat by keeping their arms inside their kimonos. I don't know enough about ancient samurai to be 100% sure about it, but that's apparently what it says online, so take it with a grain of salt. The hand-drawn character portraits show all the characters without depicting their clothing, except for Auron, though instead of his high neck collar thing, he is shown wearing an open red shirt with a very high open collar. Like all the other characters, there is a coin for Auron you can win for Sphere Break, having a value of 9 and a trait that increases your quota by 4. Auron is voiced by actor Matt McKenzie. He's appeared in various film and TV shows, including Final Fantasy Spirits Within, playing Major Elliot. Interestingly, his only video game credit is for playing Auron. Because of Auron's outfit obscuring his mouth, the localization team didn't have to do much to make his English voice lines match his lip movements, since you almost never see his mouth. His celestial weapon is called the Masamune, which is a legendary sword in Japanese mythology, and is a weapon in countless games and anime. His weapon is found a bit differently from the others and is a little more hidden. If you have the Celestial Mirror, you can find a rusty sword, then take it to the statue at Mushroom Rock Road where he can finally acquire the weapon. For his weapon's full potential, you have to find the Mars Sigil and Mars Crest. Auron will have to complete 10 of the Monster Arena Fiend quests in order to get the sigil though. Once fully upgraded, the Masamune abilities are Break Damage Limit, Triple Overdrive, First Strike, and Counterattack. It also deals more damage if Auron's HP is low. At 1 HP, he will do 216% more damage, but this was nerfed from the Japanese version where he did 433% more damage. If you like solving gaming mysteries, here's one for you. Later in the game, Auron and Tidus end up locked in a cell, and the floor has graffiti that to this day nobody has been able to translate. There are 3 different types of script in this game, being Spearin, Albed, and Yevon, but this writing doesn't match any of them. If you've ever wondered what's in the jug he carries around his waist, it's simply for storing liquor. You see him toast to Jack at the beginning, and he uses it during 2 of his overdrives. One is to spit fire onto his sword, and the other is to throw the entire jug into a tornado and set it on fire. It's also worth mentioning that it has the word Nog written on it. Auron has a total of 4 overdrives that he can acquire. To execute them, the player has to press a series of buttons as fast as they can without messing up. His default Bushido blade, he plunges his sword into the ground and causes an explosion. The second is called Shooting Star and is acquired after defeating the Sphere boss. This one will eject most enemies from battle if the inputs are entered correctly. The next 2 overdrives are acquired after collecting enough Jek Spheres. Finding 3 will unlock Banishing Blade, and 10 will unlock Tornado. G4 did a small segment back in the day focusing on a few men in games and some beauty faux pas at the time, like the fact that Auron doesn't have any armpit hair. It was probably just a beauty design choice. Auron appears as a supporting character in both Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2, though with a slightly younger appearance. His story in Kingdom Hearts 2 had upset a lot of fans at the time, due to the fact that he was sent to the underworld instead of the far plane, and was recruited by Hades to kill Hercules, something that Auron would never do. Thankfully, Sora and his friends were able to help him find his way back to the good side.
Maybe it's time I shaped my own story.
Yeah, you deserve it, Auron. After everything you've been through.
I suppose I should thank you.
Not at all.
After being injured by Unalesca, Auron had stopped into Rin's travel agency, where Rin gave Auron a place to stay for the night, though by morning he was already gone. During the fight with Vegnagun at the end of 10-2, you can hear different words of encouragement. It's never shown explicitly, but among the voices you hear are Braska, Jecht, and Auron.
Stay focused!
Throughout the game you learn more about Auron via the spheres you find that captured moments from Braska's pilgrimage, like when he berates Jack for attacking a shoe puff.
What are you shooting me for?
So you don't do anything stupid again. I can't believe you attacked that shoe puff.
We also get to see Auron 10 years younger and far less experienced, not just in combat, but also in emotion, being visibly more emotional than we see him now.
I suppose. Lord Braska, we shouldn't be wasting our time like this.
What's the hurry, man?
Let me tell you what the hurry is. Auron!
The most interesting example of this is the scene where we see not only Auron, but also Jecht discover that the final summon will kill Braska, with Auron being the most angry and upset.
You know, don't do this, Jecht. If you live, there may be another way. We'll think of something, I know.
When he knew he was going to die, Auron told Kimahri to protect Yuna and take her to Besaid, as requested by Braska. Auron didn't intend to become unsent. Unlike fiends who are bound by anger or pain, Auron was bound because of his loyalty, being physically and even spiritually unable to move onto the far plane until he fulfills his promises to Jecht and Braska. Auron does actually make an appearance in 10-2 if you accuse Rin during the Mi'ihen High Road mystery quest. He only appears in a sphere recording where he's talking to Gipple, but does feature new dialogue for Auron.
I'd probably look like a jackass if I even suggested it.
Only a jackass can change the world.
In the Fiend Arena, you can fight Auron as a boss in the Farplane Cup. And if you defeat him, you get a chance to recruit him into your party. We learn that Auron was killed by Unalesca and has been dead the entire game. Unlike the other unsent characters, Auron is the only one who seemed to continue to age and change appearance. It's never explained if this is due to Pyreflies aging him, his own decision to age, or some other third thing. He was killed 10 years prior, which means he died at the age of 25.
Aren't you coming?
I do not belong there.
Throughout the game are some hints about this, like Auron refusing to enter the Farplane, or when Yuna is sending and Auron falls to his knees. Auron was poised to become a maester, but after he fell out of favor with Yevon because he refused to marry a high priest's daughter, the maester position eventually went to his former friend Wen Keenock, which Auron is visibly unhappy about.
That Keenock a maester?
I heard that, Auron.
The attack he received from Unalesca damaged his eye, causing it to remain permanently closed with a very visible scar. While Auron never really says it, he doesn't like being treated as a legendary guardian, being filled with regret for what he feels was a failed job. He also has lived with the tragedy of being the sole survivor of Braska's pilgrimage, with Braska being killed and Jecht being transformed into Sin.
It's been long enough.
After guiding Titus and Yuna to defeat Sin, Auron finally allows himself to accept his fate and lets Yuna perform the sending. Happy that he kept his promises to his former comrades, he faded away and went into his final resting place in the Farplane.
This is your world now.
The last we hear about Auron is in Final Fantasy X Will, but it's not about Auron, it's about a girl named Chuami who believes that she might be Auron's long-lost daughter. We follow her as the main character and she meets every character in 10, but it's never revealed if she actually is his daughter or not, with most signs pointing to no.
And you can ask about Master Auron.
Shh. They find out I'm his daughter, they'll all start kowtowing. That info is our doomsday weapon.
Auron's daughter?
Mayor?
Is that true?
Yes, it is. Did you laugh?
You know the rule. If you learned anything new, you have to chop that like button the way that Auron chops those crystal trees in Macalania. I'm really enjoying finally diving deep into the lore of this game because I'm learning a lot of this information along with you guys, and it's fascinating for a lore whore like me. So thanks for sticking with it, and if you want to see more facts videos just like these, be sure to subscribe if you aren't already because I'm just getting started. Go drink some water and pet your pets. Until next time, I'm Kai Morgan, and as always, thanks for watching Ink Ribbon.